The plan path.
Hello and welcome to Plan Park Podcast today. We're excited to have you on the show. This is your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations in education. This episode is dedicated to the celebration of International Women's Day. International Women's Day, IWD, is a global holiday celebrated annually on March 8th to commemorate the cultural, political, and socio-economic achievements of women. So this 2022 theme is called Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. So we are breaking barriers and shattering ceilings in order to have a sustainable tomorrow. And in the spirit of doing this, Plant Talk Podcast is bringing you this episode of the show. It's a book review of a book by Lois Frankel. The book is called Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. Mistakes that women make that impede their growth in the corporate space. Okay, so let me say a few things about the book. The book was originally written as 101 mistakes that women make in the office you grab. But then there was a book review that was now done in 2021, right? So the book review was done, and then the book review was now saying that what now had the heading of nice girls still don't get the corner office. So that means that these principles have been founded, tried and tested, and even after years, they are still basically the same underlying principles. But these are mistakes, unconscious mistakes that women make that sabotage their careers. Okay, so I would like to say like two things before we jump right into the review. First off is that you have a lot of wisdom that you're going to be learning on this episode. So advice that you share with every woman you love, share with every man, to share with every woman, share with everybody. This episode that you have to listen to over and over again, and don't complicate it for yourself. Like take it piecemeal. Whenever you listen to it, like pick action points. The magic is actually in the doing. We always say this on the podcast. So pick an action point, work on it, and come back again, pick another one. You understand how it works like that. Make sure you're just over and over again, you have something you're working on, and you are not sabotaging yourself, your career. And so you're not making these mistakes unconsciously, and obviously you're not going to make a mistake consciously. These mistakes are usually unconsciously. Okay, so the second thing would also say is that you are not stupid for the ways that you acted. You understand, you're only acting in consistent with the things you've known, your socialization, your your like different things that you have known before. Like for example, they'll say girls don't do masculine things, girls should be smiling and not be heard, girls don't do office politics, they don't need to fend for themselves, you don't need so much money, a woman, what are you using it for? All those kind of stuff, they kind of indirectly go into our minds as women, and then we don't even know when we're unconsciously making these mistakes or making decisions from those points of views. You understand? So we need to be aware of these things. So there's one thing that Louis P. Frankel kept on saying in the book, and is the fact that results don't come more, you understand, for when you become the result you really want to see on your career. It doesn't come from behaving like a man, it doesn't come from behaving like a girl, it comes from behaving like a woman, like a very matured woman. That's when you get result. So let's just jump right into the work, you understand. um People would, and then okay, so people would obviously resist you as you try to do these things. They will probably call you names and stuff, but don't mind them. Usually people that are complaining when you're trying to grow and improve on yourself are people that have benefited over time from your ignorance and from these sabotaging mistakes. So maybe for example there's been someone that's been enjoying the benefits of these mistakes that you've been making. Of course they're not going to be happy when you finally wise up and you're doing the correct things you're supposed to be doing. So never mind, you understand. Your rap will say it's ariwoja, it's unnecessary noise, you understand. Just focus on the things you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so there's a self-assessment at the beginning. I took it, and I feel that every lady should take this assessment. Try get the book and take the assessment in the like he's on the like the first few pages of the book. I took it, and really, when I took it, I literally like wrote it out with my pencil, grab, and then I analyzed myself. So from the analysis, and they are actually true. My own, I'm going to be using myself as a case in point for today, you understand, so that you can also learn from my mistakes and all of that, and my strength. And then when you do your own assessment, you can just jump right into the chapters that concern you like directly. Okay, so my greatest strength, like what I'm comfortable with, are in the way I think, in the way I sound, and in the way I play the game at work, you understand? And then my lowest score, that those are the things that I have the most difficulty breaking free from, stereotypically female behaviors, you understand, and stuff like that. There are 2 points, the way I look and the way I act. So you grab. So these two things are actually things that I really need to work on. There are actually 7 points, like 7 headings in the book. The way you play, the way you act, the way you think, market, look, sound, and respond. So my greatest point, as I said, is are the way I think, sound, and play. And my lowest score came from the way I look and act. Okay, so I now jumped into chapter 7 straight up, like, okay, so just you need to fix this, we need to work on this. The way I look. So I'm on this, like on this part, like on this like chapter of my life, I'm on a journey of replacing self-defeating behaviors with more functional ones. This chapter might actually seem very simple, really, but then Louis Frankel was saying that when you combine so many mistakes here and there, you understand, there is a compounding effect, and it actually does sabotage our career. There's a podcast episode we did called Compound Learning, and for you to really understand this whole compounding effect, how it works, you understand, you should go back and listen to the episode. It will really help you, even in every area of life. Okay, so and of course you should share with your friends and everything. So there are like there's a myth and a truth. So the truth is that the myth is that the best and brightest are rewarded with promotions and choice assignments. Like that's what people like think, and that's what they think is supposed to be. But it is not true. The truth is that those who possess a competitive degree of competence and look and sound the part of a professional are the ones who move fluidly through their careers. So when you have the competitive degree of competence, you have to look that way. You have to sound the part of a professional, and then that way you'll be able to move fluidly, like quickly, easily through your career. Competence gets you in the door, really. It is expected that you are actually competent, but competence alone won't move you forward. So all of these things, you understand, come from the way you understand, you combine these things, not only just competence. These things we're going to be talking about in the book. Okay, so Frankel was also saying that our credibility comes from 55% of how we look. So before people even get to know what you have to say, people have to like see what you look like. What you look is the most obvious, you understand. And for me, that is very important. Like, just if I'm going to be graded on 55% on how I look, I think this is an aspect that I really need to pay attention to. Then we also have 33% from how we sound, and 7% from what we say. So what we say even doesn't matter as much as how we look, you understand, and how we sound. So let's jump to mistake 73. Smiling inappropriately. Oh my god, this one. Hmm. Smiling inappropriately. So it is said that men don't smile. Like when men don't smile, they are taken more seriously. And then when women don't smile, people will now be asking you what's wrong with you. I don't understand. Like why, like that's so stereotypical. A guy is not smiling, he's taken as a normal thing. He's supposed to man be a boss, quote and unquote, and me as a woman, when I'm not smiling, people will be asking me what's wrong with me. Okay, so and because we are expected to smile as women, we don't even know when we are smiling at the inappropriate smile at the inappropriate time, at an inappropriate time and an inappropriate way. So okay, so there are a few tips that Louis Frankel told us here. Watch the smile. Okay, like don't smile too much. Don't like bring out all your teeth. Okay, so there's a way Yoruba parents usually say this, like calm down with the smile. My mom is a photographer, and when we were really young, she started watching and smile. Like if I'm smiling, she'll be like, just stop smiling and smile again, so that the smile does not look fake in the picture. That's what I'm saying. Like it is very important that we watch our smile, watch where we are smiling, and all of that. Okay, so secondly is that we should ensure that there's a congruence between our body language and our message. Like everything doesn't have to come with a smile. Somebody is doing something you don't like in the office, you don't have to smile when you're delivering the message. Like you can actually make a point without being mean and not actually smiling inappropriately. Thirdly is that if we need to rehearse and stand for our smile, please do it in front of the mirror. Like in front of the mirror, just say good morning. Like watch how you're smiling and everything. Then the last thing I would also say is that it's not like you should stop smiling and turn yourself to stone cold though, but you understand, just watch the smile. Okay, let's also go to mistake 74, taking up too little space. Oh my god, this one is very important. The use of space is one of the ways we make a statement about our confidence and sense of entitlement. So like Yoruba people will say stop kawogbera, like Mama Kawogbera. Okay, so it means that you should stop sitting in a shy manner, like in a cramped up way, you understand? So when you're sitting at the office, I'm not saying at your desk, I'm not saying you should put your bag everywhere, but don't also cramp up, like occupy the space, sit properly like you're the owner of the space. It's not like somebody is chasing you away from your seat. Okay, so also you should also note that when you're making presentation, ladies, like a guy is making a presentation and he goes round, you can feel him everywhere in the room. And then ladies making presentation that you even worked out hard to do, sleepless nights, you did research, you're not making the presentation and not just sitting. No, don't do that, please. And when you're making your presentation, don't stand in one place. In fact, if they give you a microphone if they give you a microphone that will make you stand in one place, ask the person that gave you the microphone to give you a wireless that you can move around freely. Then look at it like the stage that you have, and make use of it properly. Use the full amount of space that you have. Then when you go to meetings, maybe at your office or stuff like that, make sure that you're not sitting at a disadvantageous position. Like you see guys sitting at the edge of the table, and ladies just want to move to the corner seat where they are forced to maybe put their hands to their body and all of that. Like they're not sitting comfortably. Please choose a very nice seat. Don't sit at the far end of the room. You grab a person, sit in a very obvious position, so that when they are even talking about people, they will remember you understand, for stuff at your place of work and all. Okay, so mistake 76 is being over or under animated. Okay, so there's something called carbonation. Carbonation is your degree of animation. That's like how you use your gestures, your facial expressions, the speed of your talking, and other forms of body language. You grab that kind of stuff. So beware, like just pay attention to yourself if you are being over animated or under animated, like being over or under carbonated, you grab. So it's not your job to make everybody happy. Stop going around out of bounds by putting more verbal and non-verbal energy into everything you do. So there are some people that if they are not at work, like nobody will even notice them. Just do their thing, they are good girls, they are nice girls, and that's all there is to them. Under carbonation, not good. Like people will not remember you. Over carbonation is when like you're reading, like we're talking about at the other mistake, like your reading doesn't balance with your gestures, and everything don't balance with what you're saying. You're delivering a sad news and you're still trying to put up a smiling face and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so mistake 78 is wearing inappropriate makeup. Jehovah Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so there's something my friend sent to me. I posted something on my WhatsApp status some like days ago. I mean, if it's not even up to weeks now. Okay, I think that was a week ago actually, exactly a week ago. I posted something on my WhatsApp status and my friend responded. So it was a video of a 14-year-old lady talking about the war in Iraq and Ukraine. You understand? So she was just like she made a video and the video has been long ago though. So I just like put up the video on my status. My friend now sent me this message and let me read out the message to you. She said, "Pardon me to deviate, but I couldn't help but notice her makeup, so sleek and flattering to her natural beauty. If it's Nigeria now, they will paint everything and make a masquerade of the person." Like I was just like LOL, and I put all the smiling emojis I could see. Like, okay, so using inappropriate makeup. First off, I don't have like anything against you wearing makeup or not wearing makeup. But this is what I would actually tell you, and please listen. So makeup is an accessory, really. It's similar to like a jewelry or something. And then people do notice your makeup. That's the truth. Wearing too little makeup can diminish your credibility as much as wearing it too much. If you notice, sometimes like older women, sometimes they just use maybe red lipstick so that they appear bold. You grab that kind of stuff. So it's very important that you pay attention to the kind of makeup you're wearing. You understand? Like very, very important. Don't go under or don't go over. Just appropriate for the occasion. What you do on a Monday morning may be different from what you do on a Friday morning, or if you're having an office hangout on maybe Saturday, your kind of makeup may be different. But make sure that your makeup like fits the occasion. You understand? Okay, so if you can just go to a high-end department store and ask the salesperson, like so okay, for example, let me give a very good instance. You can go to ICM in Ikeja City Mall, you can go to Jabim Lake Mall and find all these makeup stores like really high-end. Then the ladies that you see there or the men that you see there, that you see that they are appropriately made up, like you don't consider it as too much or too little. You can now tell those ladies that, see, I'm struggling with my makeup, and this is one thing me I intend to do. I'm going to find time. Maybe this is going to be my treat for myself for International Women's Day. I'm just going to pretty much go out, go to a mall, and talk to. And this is what you should do: talk to any of these ladies or men, ladies at the departmental store, a makeup departmental store, where the person looks well, like makeup that suits me, and ask the person for like free consultations, the stuff I can use, and all of that. I may even go with my brushes and the current powder I use, and maybe I could be properly, you understand, like advice and and stuff. And then let's just be nice. This is me adding this to this though. Let's be nice and not just go for free consultation, even if it's face wipes or lipstick. Let at least buy something from them, so it's not like the person wasted their time on you. You grab. Okay, so also ask your friend or a trusted colleague that wears makeup that complements their feature if they'll be willing to give you feedback on yours. Like, ask for feedback. Feedback never lies, especially from people that love you and will say the truth. So if you're coming from the background of maybe not wearing makeup, you don't have to entirely transit, like 100% just transit into wearing full blown makeup every day. You can just start from the little stuff. Okay, so me, I tend not to wear a lot of makeup. You understand? I tend to wear just do minimal makeup. I remember one time I went for one dinner and I did a full blown makeup. First of all, myself, I couldn't literally recognize myself. And even when I took pictures, we were like just saying, "Is this you? Is this you?" and all of that. So I would encourage and advise that if you are starting with makeup, just do it little by little, gradually, and be consistent with whatever you choose to do. Let me also add that you should pay attention to your beauty routine too. Like, it doesn't make you more or less serious if in life, if you are not doing a makeup routine, a body care, skincare routine, and everything. Okay. Mistake 79. We are remember that we are still talking about chapter 9, that is paying attention to how you look, and we are using myself as a case in point. Wearing the wrong hairstyle. So it has taken me a long time to figure out the kind of hairstyle that work for me and what doesn't work. And I think I'm much better now. So when it comes to hair, like don't be what they call it, don't be thrift when you're when you're spending on your hair. I remember one mistake I used to make was to do cheaper hair. For example, like maybe I saw a style on someone. Okay, maybe I can't entirely blame myself. Maybe I also didn't have all the finance for that. As at then, you understand, I didn't have all of those finance to like money to throw around to do my hair. But then let's just try and like within our capacity to do something nice. Okay, back to what I was saying about myself. I'll now do the makeup. I'll now go and do the hair with a cheaper hairdresser, and it probably now looks awkward on me. And so I'm trying to find out what works for you, your shape of face, your lifestyle. I mean, trust me, like the kind of schedule I have or I had then, and maybe a little bit now. I can't. I literally didn't find it reasonable to do maybe very long weaves and everything. Hit you just finish somebody. So you understand, just find out what works for you. Okay, so if you're a younger person, if you're a younger person, you understand. Um if you're a younger person, you can try wearing short hair, you understand. You can try wearing short hair even if you're older, because short hair looks more professional, that's the truth. And as you age, as you're getting older, try and keep your hair shorter. It naturally makes you look nicer, you understand, and then like up the corporate ladder as well. I've probably not seen Mrs. Dr. Mrs. Ibukwa Woshika. I don't think I've ever seen her wearing one long weaves and everything. I just try and do a mental calculation of like women that are successful. They tend to keep their hair shorter, especially in the corporate world, you understand. So depending on your sector too. So um try and like walk around this and see if it works for you. If you also made a hair that is long, maybe you went to one bed with it and everything, when you're going to work, try and roll it up, like put your hair up. I think that also works too. Okay, so don't make sure that whatever hair you're doing complements with your appearance. You understand, then match your style to the vibe of your workplace, no matter what level you are in. Okay, so I will talk about mistake 82 now. That is grooming in public. I mean, literally everybody is guilty of this. Seriously, and he has to stop. Trust me, the first time I read this book, I mean, immediately I saw this, I have been since then I've been making a conscious effort. Since the first time I read this book, yeah, I'm making a conscious effort not to groom in public, not to apply makeup, powder, lip gloss, lipstick, anything, or adjust my makeup in public, which is it's not been like really easy like that, but it's been very productive really. Don't comb your hair and stuff in public, go to the bathroom, and when you even go to the bathroom, please don't spend like a million and one years. Stop touching your hair always, stop looking at the mirror. If you even saw something like wrong with your dress or something, you don't have to do it immediately, you understand. You can just go to the bathroom to do it. Let me also chip this in, don't accessorize too much please. Also, that your reading glasses, make sure that you're not using reading glasses or any type of glasses and wearing that glass rope. That thing is not a nice thing. It makes you look like it is not just a very nice thing. Please stop that. So the author Lois P. Frankel thinks that we should stop it, and I also think so too. Okay, lastly, the last thing I'll say about how you look is avoiding eye contact. So I know that this can be very dicey for us as Nigerians, because maybe, and even as Africans, you understand, generally, because a lot of times A lot of times our culture, our people tell us not to look into people's eyes, you understand, like look away. If you're looking into someone's eyes, like you are disrespectful and all. Okay, what I would like to say is that even if you're not, I'm not encouraging you to stare at people, which is not a good behavior. But one thing you can do is that when that moment you are greeting somebody, look into their eyes and you cannot look away. I know that Oyinbo people, if you're talking to a white person and you're looking away, they feel that you're very dishonest. So you read your environment, your culture, and everything that may be happening around you. You understand, and then align appropriately. Okay, let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be back to talk about how you act, chapter 3, which is like my second lowest part that I've been working on since I read this book. Let's go on a brief, quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The plan path.
Hello and welcome back to Plant Path Podcast, your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations in education. The show is brought to you by Plant Path Consult, your choice hub for everything education. My name is Oluwatosin Mogbadu Ade, and this episode is dedicated to the celebration of International Women's Day 2022. And it's been an interesting conversation. We're reviewing the book Nice Girls Still Don't Get the Corner Office by Louis P. Frankel, and it's been amazing. So I did an assessment. You should definitely do it. You should ensure that you also share this episode with your friends and loved ones and listen to it over and over again. So let's jump right into what I was saying. I did an assessment and I came out lowest at the point where like on how I look and how I act. So I was talking about how I look. You may just revise, like rewind back to listen to that part again. And then we're talking about how I act now, chapter 3. So how we act as ladies. Success in the world of business depends on our ability to know our part and how to play it. Not tell Like this is not telling you to be shady or anything, but then you really have to understand the nuances of what it means to be a professional. In this chapter, the author, Louis P. Frankel, describes subtle, stereotypical ways in which women behave that contribute to an overall impression of being less competent than we really are as women. And really, I want to really talk about this now. First of all, is that needing to be liked. So likability is a crucial factor for success, really. We said that it's not all about your CV, your competence, and everything. People get promoted, demoted, hired, and fired based on how likable they are. They are. I think one of the things I'm seeing often in my career is the fact that okay, I was telling someone that I really don't have right now. I don't think I have a comprehensive CV. My CV is as the situation demands, like, and I really need to have a comprehensive CV. And I also realized that a couple of projects that I've worked on, I'm working on and stuff, there are things that I really did not have to. Maybe it's at the end when the decisions have been made. They're like, just let's have your CV or let's have your portfolio just for records purpose and everything. The real decision has been made. Like I'd worked on. I remember I'd worked on a project that I think we had finished working on the project. We had even gotten paid. Before like on Plan Path Consult, before we were told to send a few documents and we had to backdate. So really likability and all of that really come into place. It's not all about a CV. And really there's a little girl in everybody that wants to be liked. There's a queen in everybody that wants to be honored and worshipped and treated well. And there's a fool in all of us that could behave in a way that is not appropriate. Okay, so we should also note that as much as these things are good, the need to be liked does not need to overshadow like the rational part of us. So we have to understand the difference between being liked and being disrespected. Like you can be liked by people but not respected, and you can be respected. Like people will fear you literally, and you're not being liked. So we have to find a way to balance these two because successful people at work are liked and also respected. So as we do this, we should also know that it is not, it is an impossibility for everyone to like you. I mean, when I'm not selling ice cream, in fact, the woman selling ice cream is not everybody that buys from him, so it's not everybody that likes him too. So as much as yes, it's good for people to like you, it's not everybody that will like you. That's why there's always product differentiation. It's not everybody that will listen to you. Like if there's a quote that people say in Nigeria that even if you are selling long life and prosperity, some people will not buy, some people will not sell, but some people will not buy from you. So ask yourself why you think you need to be liked, you understand? And then you can maybe work on that, you understand? Why you think everybody should be like you and you're trying to please everybody. And then what we said at the beginning of this episode is that what we said at the beginning is that when people get angry or annoyed with us, it's often for the purpose of getting us to do what they want, or you understand. So don't fall play. One thing you can do is to read a book by Daniel Goleman. Daniel Goleman, working with emotional intelligence. It could really help you. Let us know in the comments if you want us to review this book. Actually, this working with emotional intelligence by Daniel Goleman. Okay, so after not needing to be liked, we have understood that now. We are now moving to mistake 17, which says not needing to be liked. Okay, so there are like two opposite ends of a spectrum, of the likeness spectrum, needing to be liked and not needing to be liked. They are okay, so really, these people we say that they are not at work to win a popularity complex. They are most likely the people that you would respect and not like. You understand? So these people are usually very afraid to allow people see their warm and empathetic nature. If you're in this WhatsApp book, please allow your human and stereotypically female side emerge, please. Like we said before, winning at work does not come from behaving like a man or from a girl or behaving like a man. Is allowing your feminine characteristics as a matured woman to show, you understand? Okay, so you can google Warming the Stone Child by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, that's Estes. It will help you. It's an audio tape you can listen to. Um, then note that familiarity doesn't always breed contempt. There's this thing that people say, oh, when my colleagues know me and everything, you grab that kind of thing. They would disrespect me and everything. No, it depends on you and how you manage the situation. So please pay attention to that. Listen to the little things, you understand? Like if you have found yourself on that spectrum of not needing to be liked, when you're going on a bathroom break, you can pay attention to greeting people more often. If you're going to get water at your dispenser at the office, if you're going to get water, you can, because you can just have like chit chat here and there. If you eat at a common area at your workplace, you can pay attention to things like that. Pay attention to people's birthday. Someone told you they were not feeling fine, ask how they are doing now and stuff like that. Just ask about people, and then it will help you build relationships and in turn being liked. Invest in relationship building. Like I usually say that please, it's not me that came to suffer in this life. I mean, I did not just come to the office to work, or to go for a training and just do my training and go, or do stuff like that, you understand? There's a sociology of every place human beings gather, and networking with people is a worthwhile course for you to do. Okay, so how you, that's about how you like. Let me see what I can also add. Okay, so another thing is sharing too much personal information. This one, we need to be very careful, because sharing personal information is not in of itself a mistake. It's sharing too much that will bite you in the long run. Like it will literally bite you a lot. I don't even want to start talking about this. Okay, so be selective about the personal information you share and with whom you share it. You cannot be sharing with your office gossip. You cannot be sharing with someone that that has a beef with you. So please, if try to be the best of friends with others at work, but don't expect people to be best friends with these. It's very
important to like and sound like differentiate between that. Okay, so at least until when people have proven otherwise, keep that role, like keep that role. So I worked at a place in 20, I think that was 2017 until day 2022. We are like still at least two people from that organization. We literally talk at least once in 2 weeks. We will talk like real good conversations and all. We are very still close in our space, so it's good it's very possible to make lifelong friendships at work, but then you have to give it time and be very sure you understand. So ensure that you're not holding personal information so that you don't look very secretive and dishonest. Once in a while, she say one or two things. Oh, I'm going to hang out with my friend. Oh, this, I'm doing this. Oh, I made this yesterday. Something very general that you can still talk to people, you understand? And then when a personal situation is impacting your ability to perform at work, ensure that you talk about it honestly. Don't say it in a way that would impede, that will make you look like you can't manage stress or anything. But you can just tell your manager, you know what, I'm actually going through a difficult time at home, and like, can you give me 2 days to compose myself? Even if you're coming to the office in those 2 days, but at least we know that so much isn't expected of you at that time. 23 is about denying the importance of money. A lot of people say that like, what are you doing with money as a woman and everything, especially if you're unmarried and everything. So please overcome the notion that talking about money is crass or impolite. I mean, it's easier to change. I even still heard one that quite pissed me off today. It's quite easier to cheat women when it comes to money. Please don't be that person. Once you're going into agreements with people, please make sure you have something written, something solid, and don't feel bad when you ask for your money. You did the work. Please ask for your money with your full chest. Okay, so stop being emotionally attached to your organization too. Your cry your company is not emotionally attached to you, trust me. Like, I know somebody that passed on like some months ago, and this person felt like without him in the office nothing will happen. But you know what, the person has passed on, and trust me, life is continuing as the same. I mean, people will cry and everything and talk, oh hey, oh ha, and all of those kind of stuff. But you know what, life will definitely continue. Okay, so you can also join investment clubs, flood your TL with financial wisdom and everything. It's very good to be in charge of your money and take like good, like pay good attention to your money, you understand? Okay, so these are basically on the 2 points that I have to work on. I've started working on this since the day I read this book, and I'm seeing real result, great result. um let me add a couple of things that piqued my interest from like other mistakes too. Okay, so mistake 5, I said I was going to like talk about like some other stuff, and then it just so happens that is mistake 5. I first picked walking without a break. I bet please be taking things easy. Don't walk like straight like that without resting. It's not even good for you, please. So please make sure you're taking breaks in between your work. Stand up a bit, take a walk, go to the dispenser. Instead, just walk a bit. Don't just sit there. It's also not even good for your health if you sit down for too much, please. And please, though, the fact that you're working all through your lunch doesn't mean that you get a raise. Please make sure you use your lunch time very well. I actually know of an organization that my friend was telling me about, that once it's lunch break, you get to turn off your computers whether you like it and interact. Maybe you brought in your food, you eat, you order in food, or just do something during that your break time. Break time is not the time to work. Very important. Please pay attention to that. There is a reason there is break time. Basic 9, this one, let's talk about it. Avoiding office politics. Okay, trying to avoid office politics is like trying to avoid the weather. Like it or not, then it is just what it is. Okay, so politics is really about how things get done in the workplace, professional place, at home. There's politics everywhere. So stop trying to say you don't want to do politics, whether or not the politics is there. So just really understand your environment and flow, understand people, You understand? Like they're just funny stories I really want to share at this point in time, but I'm trying not to share it. I know someone that got into an organization that will start speaking English pidgin, and people don't speak pidgin in that organization. It's not like it's bad to speaking pidgin, but that's not the culture of the organization. If you're like in other places, that could work out. And so maybe you're doing operations, you're out and everything, like maybe on the field and stuff like that. Maybe you're not in the office, it will work. But imagine coming to like a very proper office on a Monday morning and you want to ask your colleague something and you're speaking like cross pigeon, and like people kept on looking at that particular person like, what's wrong with you kind of face you grab. So let's pay attention to that, please. Let me say 45 is failing to define your brand. Let people know who you are, what you do. You understand? These days it's very humbling how people send me anything that has to do with education. I mean, it takes time to really know yourself. I can't say that this is exactly where I am. Like I'm always like susceptible to change and everything. Well, at least for now, like part-time, define your brand. This is what you like to do. This, you understand? Make a list of like things you like to do and make things that make you happy, and then all those things, just translate them to behaviors, and then you'll be very happy on the job you get and stuff you're doing. Mistake 89 is taking notes, getting coffee, and making copies for everybody. So first of all, I see a lot of women doing this, and this is a very good place to round up on today's conversation. I see a lot of women taking notes, getting coffee, and making copies. So on the taking notes, people will tell you, "Oh, so you have a nice handwriting. Please take notes for us." I did this to somebody recently. We were at a meeting, and I knew the guy was not writing anything. So I quickly pointed out to him. I was like, "You know, I'm not going to share my note with you if you expect me to share." I mean, at that moment I sounded really harsh, trust me, but it was good I said that, because after that day, subsequent meetings that we had, subsequent interactions that we had, this person never tried it with me. I saw the person picking up pen. So if I didn't speak up, then imagine this person would have come and carried my notes. I mean, there's nothing there, but it's just someone like we're at a meeting, you are just sitting and just chilling and just start contributing. Me, I'm not writing notes. I will not be able to contribute as I would like to, and then you not be asking for my no, 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 please. Please write your notes. I'm not your slave girl. Write your notes however you want to write it. It may sound very unnice, you understand, but then at least I was able to create that boundary, and I was very happy. At least I was able to do a few things that the book is talking about. So don't fall for that. Your handwriting is great and everything. Very easy. Just tell people, "Oh, I was on that wrote it last time. Can somebody else write it now?" You understand? Like say it, and if somebody tells you it's not a big deal, and I say sorry, it's a big deal to me, and if it's a big deal, then it matters. You grow. Okay, on making coffee for people, or people do this a lot, especially in Nigerian offices everywhere. So like a couple of places, you just see people, once there's food, they'll say the ladies serve us. I don't do that with anybody, oh, please. As much as I find joy in doing things like that, but when it becomes like it's like my work and stuff, I'll just tell you I'm not interested in doing that. I don't want to do that. And you can't force me to do that. Like if there's going to be a party or a meeting or something, you can write a list of the things that need to be done, a checklist of things that need to be done at the event or towards the event, and make everybody at the office or at wherever you are like own responsibilities. Do one or two things so that it doesn't fall on you. The person that is always making coffee for everyone and everything, even if people think you're nice, a lot of times that kind of person is not looked as like managerial material. You grab that kind of thing. So I've said all of these things, like at least you have learned a few things. Like we said, make sure you look at them again, you're listening all over and over again, and you're showing your friends too. Okay, there's one I would also like to add myself, which is my own thing from this book. From like as the book was talking, I didn't see this directly, so this is what me I thought to add from my personal experience. Please don't be afraid to be the last person to leave your office. You have done a good work, had a nice day doing the Lord's work at your office. Please, once it's closing time, don't feel bad that you left first. Carry your load and go with your way. It's not a bad idea, trust me. Stop waiting for somebody. Okay, I went for an event and was supposed to take pictures at the end of the event, and then I just saw that people stood from your chairs and they were waiting. And so someone was on beside me and I said, why are people waiting? Saying they're waiting for the first person. And true, like seriously, immediately we moved to the like picture area. Every other person started moving and it was just funny. We were just like, this is a social experiment. Okay, so the point is clear on this that on this that if you don't like if you're like don't be afraid to be the first person to try out something, leave your office and all of that. It was nice to do this episode, trust me, like it is very insightful, it is practical to you, to me, and I'm very excited that I got to read this book at this time. It's a very good book for anybody, any woman, and you should share this episode with everybody actually. Thank you for listening, thank you so much. Appreciate you, love you. Cheers. Like, thank you. Have a very nice day. Remember, this episode is dedicated to the celebration of International Women's Day and was brought to you by Planned Path Consult, your choice hub for everything education. All right. See you. Bye.